What up, gang? Welcome back to another episode of Those Two Dudes. It's that dude, Josh.
That dude Ruben.
Man, there's too much going on right now in the sports world. I don't even know where to begin. Josh, what you seeing out there, man? What caught your eye in the sports world?
So off top, we got to talk about the NCAA
Your
giving the
favorite.
go on the NIL, name, image, and likeness. So yeah, they just approved finally. I mean, they were pressured. Basically, they had no choice with states making laws and whatnot already to allow players to be able to profit off their name, image, and likeness. So they were pushed into a corner, but they approved it. So that gives the go for players to be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness. As far as what exactly they can do, there's a lot of there's not much clarity because there's no Congress hasn't came out basically with any across the board set in stone rules. So what the NCAA did, they put something in place right now to allow them to still go ahead and use that their name, image, and likeness. They're leaving it to the states. Right now, there's 24 states that have rules and laws in place for players as far as what they can and can't do. So the NCAA is leaving it up to the states. And then the other states that do not have any laws in place, they're basically leaving it up to the individual schools. And then there's a lot of gray areas as well within all of this. As far as like so Louisiana, for instance, they're one of the 24 states that do have some rules and laws in place for these players. They won't let players make money off of like beer advertisement stuff like that. So
Alcohol, yeah.
But then I was reading an ESPN article. It was saying they can't do that, but can they make money off of like say like a pool hall who also sells all alcohol and stuff? Can they do something with that pool hall? So there's gray area. People don't really know exactly what players can and can't do, but we do know that going forward, there's going to be something in place, or it's already in place. Players can make money off their name, image, and likeness. It's just there's no set in stone rules. And basically, what this means right now is, I guess players got to tread lightly, but who's gonna? I mean, what are they getting? Who's gonna put them in trouble? The NCAA is not really gonna. As long as there's schools and the states are okay with it, I guess it's a go. You know, so
Yeah.
I mean, it's great news. I'm happy though. I'm happy. At first, I was iffy about all this because I didn't know what it meant as far as the balance of competition in college sports, like between the blue bloods, the big names, and then the non-blue bloods, whether that's a smaller conference or just another team like Vanderbilt in the SEC or something like that. Like, is this going to make the gap larger? Is it going to be too much to even allow these schools to ever compete? But the more I thought about it, I think it'll be good for all schools. I think players at any school that are showcasing basically will be able to make some kind of money. Like, I mean, say you're a 3-star, if you go to Alabama or something like that, and you're like the third string player, you're not going to really do anything. But if you go to a smaller school and you showcase there, you could get some local advertisement deals with like a car dealership in that city or whatnot and make money. So I don't know. The more I thought about it, it's great. But it either way, I mean, most importantly, it's good for the players, the athletes. They should have always been able to make money on their name, image, and likeness. They're grown adults. They're over 18. So this is awesome. What else caught? Or let me ask you what you think in regards to that. Do you think it's gonna balance things? Do you think it's gonna make things more unequal? What do you think it's gonna do, or if anything?
I think this should have been done a long time ago. When this rule came out, I immediately thought about, man, I'm just thinking like the players that missed out on this opportunity, that it could have really benefited. You know, Johnny Manziel, you know, Tim Tebow, Cam Newton, Deion Sanders, anybody that went to the University of Miami, anybody that went to the University of USC. Obviously, Reggie Bush, you know, he got his Heisman stripped away because of this, which now not only should he get it back, but he deserves an apology from the NCAA. I'm thinking now that the players have leverage. And so when I think about something like this, I'm thinking about college basketball. Oh, I guess college football though too, right? Because like now I'm thinking about top draft picks. Like let's talk about the NFL for instance. What if the Jacksonville Jaguars have the number 1 pick, but they're at USC and they're making quite a bit of money? Well, they have a little leverage now to stay for their senior year because they're making some money. So that'll put them in for another year.
About that too. Yeah, I was thinking about that too, and especially for players. Players say like players that are great college players, but they don't have a high stock as far as the NFL goes.
Yeah,
they can probably make the NFL, but they might be like a 5th round pick or something like that. Mm-hmm. And they won't have no guaranteed kind of money coming in. Yeah. Really,
they'll lose money going to the NFL.
They're definitely staying in college if they see that them bucks rolling in.
Yeah. Yeah, and so what I also think about though on the college basketball level, does this eliminate the G League? Does this eliminate the G League? Does do more people now just go to college, and do they stay longer in college past their freshman years?
You definitely think going to Duke or something will allow them to make more off their name, image, and likeness than going to the G League. No doubt about that. Duke's got that brand name already built in where nobody cares about the Austin Spurs or whatever. Mm-hmm. No one really or follows them. So yeah, I would think so. And that's something I haven't really thought about, but that's another good point.
So. Yeah. So I mean that's what I think about, right? Like this is going to be a big chain reaction that's going to affect a lot of things. I think it is going to have players staying in college longer, which is a win, right? If you're the NCAA, it's a win that your best players are staying in longer, and that you'll have, at least statistically speaking, you'll have less one and dones. And at least in the short term, right? Obviously, the longer it goes, the more they'll learn how to play the system and make money faster. Yeah, I mean, and think about recruiting though. I'm thinking like, what if there is a top recruit, and then a car dealership says, if you come over here, we'll pay you because we want you to come to this alma mater. What if the GM of a car dealership, which has a lot of money that maybe is affiliated with the booster, or maybe they find some loophole where a booster goes to, some advertising company, whatever company, locally, and they say, hey man, we'll pay you to pay this athlete to come over here if he signs with us.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's going to be illegal, but I'm sure there will be loopholes for them to be able to do that.
So will they not be able to be paid until they sign with the school? Or I mean, because how are they going to monitor that though, man?
That's good. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of gray area, and there's nothing set in stone by Congress right now. And yeah, I don't really know how they'll govern that.
Because they're getting paid off of their name.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Crazy.
Again, I think across the board, I don't know. I don't necessarily think that it's going to hurt the balance of competition as far as between name brand schools, blue bloods, and non-blue blood schools.
Yeah, no, for the reason you said, right? Like, I think if there's some third stringers on a Power 5 school, and there's let's use Texas State as an example. What if they're from Texas, and a company in San Marcos says, hey man, if you want to come to Texas State where you can be a starter, we'll pay you, whatever.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it could go both ways. So
we're pluckers, and we'll pay you to come over, and you get free wings for you and your family. I don't know, man. I'm a wing snob. I might jump all over that.
You ain't making no money off of your name, image, and likeness if you go sit on the bench at Bama, but
yeah, you ain't making no money at Alabama, and on top of that, you ain't got no girls. So you might as well come to Texas State, that's a party school, and eat unlimited wings and be a starter.
That's our pitch. Party score.
That's our pitch. What do you think? I mean, what is there to think about at that point?
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good point. So yeah, it's good. It's good for the players, especially. Selfishly, I'm just gonna bring this up. We'll save the video for another time. But NCAA, well, not NCAA, but EA Sports College Football.
Uh-huh.
I heard something about real players, possibly like the actual players, because they can make money off name, image, and likeness. So, but we'll go into more depth, hopefully, in another video about that. But
yeah, for sure.
Also, let's talk about the NBA playoffs. CP3.
Shout out Phoenix Suns, man. It is so awesome, and it's just refreshing seeing a new team in the NBA Finals that isn't from California, right? That isn't the Lakers, that isn't the Warriors. It's just nice. It's nice seeing a new face in the NBA Finals representing the West, let alone it being the Phoenix Suns. There's just too many reasons to love this team. You know, CP3, first time in the finals. It's not a super team. He didn't go over there to mesh up with all these superstars. These are up-and-comers, young guys, young bucks that haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years, and now they're in the NBA Finals.
He had to see potential. So props to him. They went on that little, I think 8-0 or 7-1
in the bubble last year. Yeah, they went 8-0.
And you could see that they were becoming something. They weren't great yet. They still had a losing record, I believe, but it was close to 500 or something like that. So he saw them getting better. And he went there and he pushed them over the top.
Also, nobody is really going to talk about it, but he spent 1 year with the Oklahoma City Thunder, which people essentially were kind of writing his career off. That's where he's going to ride off in the dust. He led them to the playoffs.
Yeah, he did very good.
He did very good. And respect to the Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Chris Paul was only there a year. He gave him everything he got, and they gave Chris Paul the input on where he wanted to be traded.
Oh, really?
And so, he chose the Suns, man. So, dude, respect the Thunder. They didn't have to do that. So
Paul by CP3 being able to see that potential they had. Yeah, I mean, that team is loaded. I mean, they're all young, so they're not. I mean, you can't really say they're like superstars, and they never won before. But Booker could be a superstar. DeAndre Ayton could be a superstar. They're already. I mean, Booker's definitely an all-star. Now it's just basically he's a superstar now because of what they've done in the playoffs.
Hold on, let me ask you. You kind of just brought this idea in my head. It's a this or that. Would you rather have Devin Booker or Jason Tatum?
Oh, but I'd say Booker, just because I feel like he's got that killer instinct. He reminds me a little bit of Kobe, a little bit of Jordan. As far as his game too, I think he's just more fluid on offense. So yeah, I'd go with Booker.
Okay, I only say that because they're kind of similar, right? That's a tough choice. And I think on paper, you at least going into the season, you're like, Celtics should have a chance this year. Well, Celtics got bounced as quick as you possibly can in the first round.
So that Suns team is built really well as opposed to
but I know, but we're just talking on paper at the beginning of the season. Nobody knew they were going to the finals.
No. Yeah, players like Bridges, he's shown up big.
Cameron Payne.
Cameron Payne,
man, he's doing good.
CP3 was injured in the playoffs, and even when CP3 was on the bench, he's played really well as a role player.
Jay Crowder's been good, and shout out Jay Crowder.
You talk about CP3 going over there, but you put him and Crowder on that team with the youngsters. It's a nice little veteran mix they throw in there to help lead those younger guys between the two of them. So
yeah, this is Crowder's second straight NBA Finals. He was on the Heat last year.
Oh, okay.
So, that's cool. You know how to pick them, man.
Hopefully he goes and wins it this year. Because that's like I said, I've been on the Suns bandwagon since the beginning of the playoffs. So
That's cool.
Cool.
No, we've talked about it. You on the bandwagon, and one thing that we can both agree on is one of the reasons, if not one of the biggest reasons, that we love the Suns, or we're rooting for them, man, because there's so many reasons to root for them. None bigger than their coach, Monty Williams.
Yeah. I agree.
Love Monty Williams. Love him.
Everything he went through as far as, well, first of all, he seems like a genuine, humble type guy. Then on top, you pair that with the fact that he had the tragedy with his wife a few years ago. And yeah, it makes for an awesome story. So I'm happy, one, that he got Coach of the Year. Now he's in the finals. So yeah, I'm happy to see good things going his way right now, as well as CP3, who's put 16 years in the league, never been to the finals until this year. So yeah, there's just a lot of things to like about that squad. All the young guys, like you mentioned before, just seeing a new team in the finals. So yeah, you put all that stuff together, and it's hard not to root for Phoenix right now.
Yeah, and look, they're going to be playing against someone in the East that is also new in the finals. It's Milwaukee, and Atlanta's playing Game 5 right now. Milwaukee's got a pretty comfortable lead with about 4 minutes left in the fourth. Let's assume Milwaukee takes it. It's 3-2. Who do you think takes the East? With both of their best players injured.
Every time we assume someone's got a game locked up, it goes the other way in the last second. Wasn't there like a 27-point game in the last round or something?
We were doing this. We were recording. Philly had a 25-point lead on Atlanta in the third quarter of Game 5. And we were like, oh, so Philly's going to take this game, and then they'll probably win the series.
Yeah.
We couldn't have been more wrong.
Yeah. Nah. But yeah, hopefully we're not wrong here. But yeah, I mean, if Milwaukee takes this one, is Trae Young done for the series? I'm guessing
he's day-to-day. He's day-to-day. But it was an ankle sprain, man.
Whichever one of the superstars can get back. If Giannis can get back, then yeah, the Bucks will win it. If Trae Young can get back for next game, but Giannis ain't back, then I think the Hawks will take it. So I mean,
I think this series goes 7, and there's potential for both of them to be back by Game 7.
Yeah, I like that. That'd be nice to see them both healthy in a Game 7, and let's see who's better in a winner take all scenario.
I'd have to give it to Milwaukee just because they have home court. But, yeah, dude, Atlanta has done stranger things. So, I don't know.
This entire playoffs has been strange. So, yeah, I don't know.
So, let's say the Suns play the Bucks in the finals. Who would you have?
I'm taking Suns. I think I said that in our last video.
I
just like the way they're built. Like, you got a true point guard, a veteran, a leader, still playing at a very high level. You got a center that can do pretty much everything. Young, but he can still do pretty much everything. I think he, in my opinion, probably the third best center in the league right now. You got tons of wings. You got a veteran in Crowder. You got your star in Booker. You got some young guns that shoot and play defense. Bridges. And then you got another pretty decent young wing in Cam Johnson. So they got 4 wings. 4 wings, a true point guard, a center that can do everything.
A true center. Yeah.
Also the Coach of the Year, Monty Williams. So yeah, I really like the way that team's built. If they're healthy, then I'm riding with the Suns.
And obviously, if it's Atlanta and the Suns, you got the Suns.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But if it's Atlanta and the Suns, and you say, "Oh yeah, Suns are gonna win," that's just on par with what we've been saying about Atlanta this entire playoffs.
Yeah.
And they've doubted us. They've doubted everybody wrong. I mean, they're playing with house money right now. Like
Oh yeah. Nobody expected them to be here. They're a year or two ahead of where they're supposed to be right now.
Yeah, I saw in an interview they said that if they lost the East Finals, it would be a disappointing season. Shut up. No, it wouldn't. You can't tell me that you guys thought y'all make it to the East Finals. Even starting the playoffs as the 5 seed, there's no way you could have told me you would have made it to the East Finals.
41 and 31, right? Something like 72. I think there were 10 games over 500. 41-31, fifth seed in the East. Come on. You had the Nets, the Bucks, the Sixers.
The Sixers, man, that's probably the biggest disappointment of this playoffs to me is the Sixers.
The Sixers. Trying to think.
If not the Sixers, then
what about for the season though? For the season, probably the Celtics, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, you're talking about the season, then yeah.
But we knew they weren't good by the time they made the playoffs, so you can't say they're the biggest disappointment of the playoffs. But
honestly, if we're talking for the whole, if we're talking regular season, I would also put some disappointment on the Clippers, for not getting the 4 seed. Man, you were a better team than that. For getting the 4 seed.
Still solid. I mean, they weren't playing to get a great seed in the regular season.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. That is the problem.
I don't have a problem with it. They're playing basically to set themselves up to where they can win a championship. And you can argue if Kawhi was healthy, they could have done that. I mean, they lost 4-2 in the Western Conference Finals without Kawhi. That's pretty darn good. So I want to say the Clippers. I don't put too much weight. As long as you're decent in the regular season, I'm not going to put too much weight on that because those teams know they're going to the playoffs. Why overdo it when you want to make that run in June? So that don't bother me. But the Celtics, they were 500. Come on, man.
Complete. And look, they cleaned house, right? They Brad Stevens is no longer the head coach. Danny Ainge resigned, but they brought on Ime Udoka, which I know not a lot of people know him. I know him. You should know him.
We know him.
We know him. And I like that hiring.
Man, how many players, assistant coaches from
the Spurs tree, right?
Goodness gracious, it's so long. Yeah. I don't think I can even think of all. I know Avery Johnson was Coach Bud for the Bucks, right?
For the Bucks, yeah. Monty Williams,
Spurs guy. Sixers coach too? No.
Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers used to play for the Spurs.
Yeah, in '95, and Popovich was already with the Spurs. He was an assistant at the time, I think.
Yeah.
And so many players that have at least players/assistant coaches that have came through the Spurs at one point or another that have become head coaches somewhere in the NBA. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. No, that it is. It's incredible, man. It's incredible. But yeah, man, we'll see how this Hawks-Bucks series plays out. I'm looking at Milwaukee's got a 10-point lead with about 1:20 left. We'll see. Well, I mean, I don't want to say it's safe to assume because we've assumed a lot and been wrong almost immediately. So maybe we should say it's safe to assume Atlanta's going to win this game because Milwaukee's going to win. But
hopefully that series goes 7. I'm all for the Suns getting some more rest. CP3. Get as much rest as you can, old man. Get ready.
Yeah, and then Phoenix, I think they'll be hosting Game 1. They have home court advantage
definitely against the Hawks. Bucks too.
Well, isn't it with best record between?
Yeah, best record.
Well, so then yeah,
Suns. Okay.
Yeah. So that would be dope, man. That would be dope, dude. It's about to be the weekend. 4th of July.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. It ain't what it used to be when we were kids, but it's still something.
Yeah. Not every year, but I guess certain years, maybe just something that takes you back to your childhood. You know? You see some friends or you run into some friends at a bar or maybe you end up at the parade for one reason or another. I don't know. But yeah,
we're from a small town. We're I mean, if you had to stereotype a small town parade, that you're talking about our town, our small town.
What do they call it? The
biggest small town parade.
Small town parade.
Yeah, and it's a big parade. No joke.
Yeah, I was about to say it's actually decent compared to. I went to a parade in another small town a few weeks ago. And it just didn't help. No way.
Now, I will say, as a kid going to this parade, like it's not like I remember as a kid being like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. Like I don't remember the parade being that fun because you have to sit still, like you're just sitting there in an uncomfortable lawn chair for over 2 hours, and it's hot.
Fortunately for me, we set up. So it goes right through the middle of downtown, right?
Yeah.
Our little small town. And my uncle owned the
bar.
Yeah, bar. So we would sit out there, but also when it get hot, we just go inside, get us some goldfish and a soda or something like that. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
That's good. Yeah, and honestly, it wasn't until I think I started getting older, like maybe middle school, high school, when I not necessarily appreciate it more, but I started, I guess, to pay more attention, right? Because like just seeing clowns on an undersized bicycle riding around for 2 hours and having just like the local air conditioning company come and wave at you. I didn't care.
It was just that, but like just you seeing all the little small town businesses trying to make it, promoting themselves on a float.
Yeah.
Yeah, go you. Do your thing.
I mean, yeah, you learn to appreciate that, and then also like you start knowing people on these floats too. Like later on, the older you get. So that's why it's like I guess it's kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, when I think of 4th of July, I think of like just being in some sort of water, and then like fireworks, and then grilling and barbecue and burgers and hot dogs. That's what I think.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, me too. I mean, you think about the for me parade because, like we said, we got the biggest small town parade, so that was always something in our town. So first thing I think is probably the parade. Obviously fireworks, and then you think about America. You know, America's pastime, baseball.
Yeah.
Food, burgers, dogs on a grill. So yeah. Another thing I think about it kind of relates to that, and sometimes I like watching it around that time of year, I guess. The Sandlot movie.
Oh man, that scene where they're playing baseball?
Yeah, on 4th of July. It's a summertime movie. It's a baseball, which is America's pastime. So it ties in really well.
Oh, that's a great scene, man. That's a great scene with them playing and the fireworks are lighting up the sky, and the only real one playing baseball is Benny the Jet, and everyone's just admiring the fireworks. Man, that's a golden scene, man.
Benny the Jet's all business at the age of 13. 13 years old and he's all business.
He had aspirations at 13. Everybody else was just dumbfounded by fireworks. He was like, no, I need y'all to pitch some more. I'm trying to make it to the bigs.
Yeah.
Like he had goals at that age.
And wasn't it? It wasn't that day, but it was another day in the summer where it was like 99 degrees or something. Everyone was, come on, man, come on. It's hot out here.
They had to convince him to go swimming in the summer with like your friends.
But Benny just wanted to play ball.
and he wanted to play in jeans. Of all summer attires, he wanted to play in jeans and 2 shirts.
Yeah.
Man.
That's a great 4th of July movie. So I recommend watch. If you haven't seen it, it'd be great.
If you haven't seen it, then don't even pay attention to this podcast. We don't even want you as a follower or listener if you haven't seen The Sandlot.
Watch the podcast and then go watch. Yeah.
Hey, but also we gotta pay our respects for Independence Day. We gotta pay our respects to Mr. Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum for going up to that spaceship in Independence Day and blowing out that other spaceship and then saving the world for Independence Day. That's the real Independence Day, man. Aliens. That's it. That's when you know that's what I think of 4th of July.
That's another good movie to watch this weekend.
Man, have you seen that movie lately?
Not lately. Now it's been some years.
There are so many quotes in that movie that they do not stand the test of time.
They
So
don't
like
stand
they just like that movie doesn't age well. Like there's a
Really?
scene where Will Smith, he's in a chase with another alien ship is chasing him and they crash land, and Will Smith goes up to that ship and opens the door and the alien comes out and he punches him. He just punches him with one punch and he tells him, "Welcome to Earth." That's it. And that's like his big line. That was the summer blockbuster of him knocking out an alien on one punch.
You're saying it's not a good movie?
Probably not now. If you've never seen it, you probably hate it. But if you grew up with it like we did, you'd be like, "Oh man, this movie."
I thought it was really good. But I guess I do. I gotta watch it again. But that movie was huge back then.
Oh, it was huge. It was huge.
What year did it come out? 99, right?
No, like 96.
Oh, you're right. You are right. Dang. So I was like 10. Yeah, as a 10-year-old, it was a great movie.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen it.
Oh, I probably see it twice a year, every year. So
goodness gracious. And it gets worse every time.
It gets so worse. It's not even close. It's like it's all right acting. The computer, well, just because of what computer graphics are now, it's not that great. But I mean, just the idea of alien spaceships coming to Earth, and they didn't realize it until 20 minutes before they got to Earth. Like, no, if you knew all these spaceships that could cover an entire city of New York City and all the major cities in the world were coming, and you don't find out until they're essentially already in Earth's atmosphere. Like, did NASA fall asleep? Like, how did they miss that? Like, what are they around for if they're not looking at that?
And somehow we still came out on top.
All it took was that alcoholic dude to go up and which in a spaceship, which he shouldn't, he was in a jet, which somehow they gave him the authority to just drive a jet. He was 2 days sober and he goes and he crashes into the main ship. And it just blows everything up and they win. So you have this alcoholic father that saved Earth.
So what's better? I'm going off topic, but whatever. Independence Day or Men in Black? You've probably watched both recently, right? Because I've probably watched Men in Black more recently than Independence.
I haven't seen Men in Black in a good 5 years, probably longer. I would say Independence Day, just because like it's a theme movie to where like you can almost guarantee that it'll be on at least that weekend.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's got more good actors, right? Like Men in Black just has a very disgruntled Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah, but his personality doesn't change, man. He just always like he reminds me of Clint Eastwood. He's just always mad. Like I don't think he's smiled in at least 15 years. And then you got Will Smith. Will Smith is just trying to, be the sunshine in every scene, which, obviously we love Will Smith, but it's, and it's kind of funny because in Men in Black, they're trying to coexist with aliens, whereas in Independence Day,
they're trying. Yeah, that's true.
So,
and Will Smith is the main character in both movies.
Exactly. Yeah.
That was Will Smith. He was at the height of his career.
Dude, Independence Day, Men in Black, Bad Boys, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince was still going on too.
That was still going on at the time.
Yeah, he was killing it.
Yeah.
Man got very wealthy during that little late 90s stretch right there.
Yeah. Yeah. So that was good. But yeah, man, 4th of July, that'll be fun. Hope everyone has a safe weekend. Drink and drive responsibly. Obviously, I think that goes without saying, but we probably have to say it anyway. So hope everyone has a good 4th. I know we got some episodes coming out next week. We got another popping guest coming on next week. We're super pumped about this one. You ain't going to want to miss this. I mean, this dude, and we're not even exaggerating. You're going to be watching him on Sundays in the NFL. Not a joke. He's a phenom, a football phenom. He will be on our show next week. Keep a lookout for that. But yeah,
I'm excited about that. Any hint? You want to? Nah, no hints other than he's a stud. He's a stud.
We might drop some hints in our Instagram stories or something. We'll see. Okay. But yeah, keep a lookout for that. Obviously, like always, like, subscribe, follow, thumbs up, tell your friends, tell your grandma. I'm sure your grandpa already follows the podcast, but tell everybody else. Let us know what y'all want to hear, what y'all want us to talk about. But yeah, man, appreciate it. It's that dude Josh.
It's that dude Ruben. Pound that like button, hit the subscribe.
Let's go. Pound it, guys. Let's go.